want to welcome everybody to the committee hearing this morning. I'm joined by Marquis Harris Dawson. We have a quorum. Mr. Clerk, why don't you read what's on the agenda? I believe I have some cards. This should not be a long meeting today.
Good morning, John White, City Clerk. Committee members, you have 7 items on your agenda. You want me to read each item?
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Item 1, City Attorney Report Ordinance amending Section 8.231 of the LA Ad Code to reduce the membership of the Innovation and Performance Commission to 9 and to authorize the mayor to appoint 3 members and the president of the City Council to appoint 6 members. Item 2, Department of Water and Power and City Attorney Reports and Ordinance amending certain sections of the LA Ad Code to increase the authority of DWP to enter into certain contracts from the current amount of $150,000 to a new amount of up to $5 million and other amendments. Item 3, Resolution Wesson Englander and CLA Report relative to including in the city's 2017-18 federal legislation program support for H.R. 4013 Maloney, which would appropriate funding to address the budgetary shortfall essential to complete the 2020 decennial census. Item 4, Resolution Wesson Cedillo and CLA Report relative to including in the city's 2017-18 federal legislative program opposition to the Department of Justice's proposal to include a citizenship question on the 2020 census questionnaire. Item 5, Resolution Rodriguez-Rizar and CLA Report relative to including in the city's 2017-18 state legislative program support for extending the Proposition 84 grant performance period for the West Lakeside Street Park project from June 30th, 2018 to June 30, 2020. Item 6, Resolution Buscaino, Englander, Rizar, Rue, Harris Dawson, Wesson, and CLA Report relative to including in the city's 2017-18 state legislative program support for legislation that would expand the definition of gravely disabled to include medical treatment where the lack or failure of such treatment results in substantial physical harm or death while maintaining safeguards to protect an individual's rights. And item 7, Motion Wesson Englander relative to authorizing the Los Angeles Police Department staff to attend the Internet Crimes Against Children FBI Homeland Security Investigations Working Group and Commanders meetings to be held February 13 through 15, 2018 in Tucson, Arizona.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Clerk. We have cards on this item. I think Mr. Herman and Mr. Previn, you guys come up, you get 2 minutes each.
So, Madam Chair, and I do declare you as Madam.
Look, you're not on subject. No, Mr. Herman, I'm not going to do this simpleness with you today. All right, you're going to stay on subject or you're going to sit down. No, that your time is running because you're not on subject. Okay?
And the mental health care are closely intertwined by your statement. With the homelessness crisis in Los Angeles that has not changed in the last 5 years. We are in a crisis, God damn it. Don't you see the problem? Don't you see the stench, the smell, and the defecation on every block in the city of Los Angeles? And you want to claim this?
Mr. Herman, I'm going to give you one more opportunity to be on subject.
Disabled or that of a disability, those on the basis or on the count who require treatment should not be and will not be called into action of the courts under voluntarily. Because people have a right to be disabled. People have disabilities because harsh criminal elements of our local government have created such disabilities. For example, mental illness is in our own city hall. What are they? People having sexual harassment with their staff. That is a mental illness. People having DUIs like your son, Mr. Chair. That is mental illness and abuse and substance abuse. So as long as we got DUIs, as long as we got medical marijuana and Proposition 64 on our streets, we will continue to have mental health crisis like you, a.k.a. Herman.
Thank you. 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 Mr. Previn, 2 minutes.
Thank you, sir. It's Eric Previn from CD2. I live in Studio City. Your first order of business is the chair of the city council appoints chairs of various committees, and then those chairs are going to appoint a smaller group of innovation commissioners. I know some of those characters, they do a nice job, but this is not going to bring the kind of innovation that might be critical of the way things are done at City Hall. So I would ask you to throw that one back and see if we can't find a better, broader way to select the innovationists. Item number 2 is the DWP, obviously a long-standing relationship, one of the city powerhouses. And what you would like to do is expand their capacity up to $5 million to provide contracting without competitive bidding, is my understanding. I may have that. This is not a great piece for the public, because what happens is you're expanding the latitude for them to work quietly with the treasured partners, like we just discussed in your Public Safety Committee, Motorola, who virtually swiped the mobile radio contract without real competitive bidding, referring to a county RFB, which means request for bids. And the whole thing winds up on Sachi Hamai, the CEO of the County of Los Angeles, because she's the head of LA RICS, which are doing a protectionist thing in which the small cities in the county are going to be, in order to opt into LA RICS, are going to have to pay, instead of what would cost $10 million with the other vendor, $17 million. So we're getting hammered left, right, and center, and that's really bad. It's protectionistic, it's inappropriate. Gravely disabled, I would just say, Laura's Law. I think that it's very challenging because you have people who are falling down on the sidewalk and can't, they're psychotic. The proposal to get the law written is not great at the moment, but we want something. We don't want it to be used for further scapegoating of people who are outside, who are drunk, who are, sticking a spike in someone with Haldol, an antipsychotic, is a big, big thing.
Thank you, Mr. Previn. Thank you. Okay, do we have Mr. Watkins? Bill?
Thank you. Morning. Thank you.
Did anyone else sign up for comment? Okay, then you're the last one.
Okay, thank you. Morning. Happy Charles Dickens Day and happy Black History Month. On number 6, to Mr. Wesson, Mr. Ryu, especially Mr. Englander's desk, I just want to put it in the record that I'm Christian Scientist. It's a religious-based health program. It's a faith healing process. And nationwide, I would say, but maybe I'll just start in this council chamber, I'm trying to push back a little on the fact that Western medicine is health. That's not how it works in my life. And I want to start pushing back because on the budget, there's a lot of, quote, health-related things that are Western health, and that's not the only thing out here. We also have a First Amendment to the Constitution, which prohibits the use of government in establishing religion. My religion is related to my health. So I want you guys to start meditating on the fact that health is involved with religion, and be careful. Bring religious people into your talks, and make sure you're not stepping on the Constitution when you're pushing Western medicine on people. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, that concludes public comment on items 1 through 7. Mr. Harris Dawson, did you have, now we've been joined by Mr. Weezar. On items 1 through 7, did you have any questions or concerns? Okay, then with that said, without objection, these items will be deemed approved. So on item 1, we'll adopt the city attorney's report and draft ordinance. On 2, we'll concur in the recommendation of the Energy, Climate Change, and the Environmental Justice Committee. Item 3, adopt the CLA report and resolution, and we will do the same thing for item 4, 5, and 6, and on item 7, we'll adopt the motion. So again, with that said, these items are approved. Mr. Clerk, is there any further business before this committee?
No, sir.
Then this committee is adjourned. Thank you all.